So it looks like we have a good fight for Jaron Ennis coming up. A fight that we all been waiting to see. Been a real long time coming for Boots to be. He's finally going to get to fight for a belt and become a chance to become unified. So we got Jaron Boots Ennis facing Eimantas Stanionis. Yeah, that's coming. It's coming in April 12th. All right, this is at welterweight. Jaron Ennis, man, he's been facing a whole lot of backlash after his Karen rematch with Karen Chukasan. People calling him flip-flops now. You can see some, recent interviews with Boots. He seems a little, frustrated when people, he's hearing all of this stuff that people are saying. Maybe, I hope it don't bring down his vibes. That's just boxing. That's just what it is. If people look at you as funny style or you flip-flopping or you backpedaling or something like that, they gonna say you a duck. Because before the Virgil Ortiz thing came up, and even this whole ducking thing, I think it started with Brian Orban Jr. People were calling him a duck with that whole thing that was going on with the fight, the back and forth, the money, and where they go fight at, and this, that, and the third. And then it definitely intensified after Virgil Ortiz was supposed to line it up with him, and then they, after the Karen rematch, Boots said that he may entertain going up in weight. He never said for sure. People gotta listen, man. He never said he definitely was moving up to 154. He said, he was flirting with the idea. And when people heard that, they're like, oh yeah, Boots going to 154. And then, the Virgil thing came up, and then Boots said, no, I'm gonna stay at 147, and I'm gonna try to be undisputed, get the belts. And everybody looked at it as a duck, saying he was trying to avoid Virgil Ortiz by not going up to 154. So Jaron Ennis, I'll be honest, man, he got a lot of things to fix, bro. Because if he's a person that cares about his image, or he don't get, he gonna have to see Virgil, bro, one way or another. But I don't think Virgil will want that fight, to be honest. I just don't. You know how sometimes when people they run off, they're running off that whole energy that Boots ducks. So they gonna say, Boots, he ain't really want this fight, so we ain't even gonna entertain it with him no more. And Boots would have said, you know what, matter of fact, let's go. I would love to see if Virgil team would have, called the bluff or whatever. But right now he's fighting Stanionis at welterweight. That's what it is. He's fighting Stanionis for the WBA 147-pound title. All right. So let's take a look at the tail of the tape, man. We got Jaron Ennis, 33 wins, no losses, 29 big wins by knockout. He has a 87% knockout ratio. He's 27 years old, 5'10", with a 74-inch arm reach. The exact same arm reach as Terrence Crawford. That's crazy. Jaron Ennis, they call him the Phenom, right? Good box. He can box, move around. He can press you. He's one of those versatile fighters, man. He can do it all. He got power. His defense, a lot of it is showboating. He can definitely tune up his defense a bit. Decent uppercut. His jab is nice. Real good, strong jab. Good twitch reflexes. Decent pretty good counter punching abilities. All right, but at times, sometimes his IQ seems a little iffy. He almost seems kid-like sometimes. He sometimes seems like he plays around a little bit too much in the ring, but it could be because of the level of his competition. Maybe he feel like that the people he was fighting couldn't fuck with him, so he could play around a little bit more. But he's starting to realize now, competition steps up. You can't really do that. He destroyed Roy Mavia, a power puncher, not much of a mover. That was a good fight. He destroyed him, beat him down to the 7th, 8th round knockout. Dope knockout too. Now let's get into Eimantas Stanionis. Okay, Eimantas Stanionis stands at 15 wins, no losses, 9 wins by knockout. He has a 60% knockout ratio. He's 30 years old, and he stands at 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. Man, so he has what we would consider, well, at least I might consider, a lot of disadvantages over Jaron Ennis, man. He's older, slightly older. He's shorter, and he definitely has a shorter arm reach. So he's going to have to, maybe that's the reason Eimantas Stanionis, that's why he fights how he fights, because he got shorter arms, so he don't really want to, pop that jab out all the time. He want to be up on you, be up in your cage. He want to be up in your ribs, that's how he fights. One of the best fights I seen him in was with Butayev. I loved that fight. He was getting busy. They was throwing down in that ring. I love fights like that. I love all type of fights, but it's something about fights like that that's like almost like when both of the dudes are slugging it out. I mean, they were just banging. They was banging it out in the ring. Both of them was getting hit. It was like a real rock'em sock'em fight. If you want to see a rock'em sock'em fight, go check out Eimantas Stanionis versus Radzin Butayev. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but go check that out, man. Stanionis, like I said, he's not much of a mover. Doesn't really utilize his feet much in the ring. He's going to be there to press you. And he likes to fight. He likes to throw. He's a high volume puncher. He likes to fight out of, he punches out of his guard. He likes to be up in you and fight you. And Boots, he has a pretty good inside game as well. Would it be wise for Boots to fight Stanionis like this? I don't think so, man. Stanionis could punch, man. He has decent power, respectable power. Boots' chin, a lot of people don't think he has a proven chin yet. I mean, I've seen him hit by, I think, Lipinets hit him with a good shot. Royman Villa caught him a couple of times, but, he ate it. I think his chin is all right. I don't think Boots is chinny at all. So, and Stanionis' power a little different. He probably hits harder than Lipinets and stuff like that. Royman Villa was a much heavier puncher, though, than Stanionis. So the thing is, if Boots is standing there, he wasn't really standing there much with Royman Villa. He was at times planting his feet, but for the most part, he was moving around a lot. But against Stanionis, do I see him trading shots like he was doing with Chukasan? Probably. I think Boots is a dog, low key, but he got to be smarter, especially in this fight, because Stanionis is no joke, bro. He's a very sneaky puncher, bro. So he's gonna be there for Boots. He's gonna be there for Boots, man. So I think Boots might have his hands full in this fight, but I think he'll be all right. He can always, this fight could be dangerous for Boots, though. He can get clipped with something, and then we'll see if Boots' chin is really, really there. You know what I mean? But I see, like I said, Boots doing a lot of boxing early on in the fight, trying to get a feel for Stanionis, frustrate him a little bit, because Stanionis is going to come. He's going to come for him. So I think he's going to probably wait till like maybe the 5th, 6th. I think he's going to start really going to work on Stanionis. That's when you're going to see maybe you're going to see a firefight break out in there. What I see happening is Stanionis being Stanionis, throwing a lot of shots. Boots gonna probably start doing. He gonna feel like, okay, I don't really feel his power as much, or whatever the case is. Boots gonna stand there and do his showboat thing in the inside, and do a lot of that movement and stuff like that. He gonna get touched up though. He gonna get touched up fucking with Stanionis. I'm telling y'all that now. But I think Boots. I think he gonna weather the storm. I don't see a real threat from Stanionis. It's possible, but I don't see it. Do I see Boots stopping Stanionis? That's possible. Stanionis has never been stopped. I've seen him hurt. Butayev did hurt him, I think, a couple of times in that fight. He hurt Butayev too. All right. So I think this is a dangerous fight for both of them. For Boots for sure, and for Stanionis. All right. If I had to take a wild guess, I say later on, maybe like the 5th or 6th, Boots gonna start really laying it down on him. I think earlier like I said, he's probably gonna approach Stanionis different than he approached these other dudes. Because Stanionis is a way better fighter than Royman Villa. Definitely. Defense is better. His speed, he's faster. So yeah, I think Boots gonna approach this a little different. And he hits harder than Karen Chupasan. So I think Boots gonna be a little bit more cautious up until he feel like he's wearing down Stanionis, man. I see it probably being a stoppage, yo. Because I'm thinking now that Stanionis, he don't move his head. He don't really move his head. So I'm thinking this fight might be a KO for Jaron Ennis, man. Maybe later. Because he's a better fighter I think he's more durable than Royman Villa too. So if it don't be a stoppage, I won't be surprised because Stanionis is tough. It's impossible. This could possibly go to the decision. I would say, if it did, it would probably be a late, a unanimous decision for Jaron Ennis. But I think it's going to be almost the same. It's going to look like the Royman Villa fight, probably a little bit tougher because Stanionis is a tougher opponent. So he's going to go further than Royman Villa did. So I still see Boots stopping Stanionis late. I would say Boots probably struggles to get him out of there because he's tough. Lithuanian dudes is tough. So I would give it maybe 11th round stoppage for Jaron Ennis. If that don't happen, it's going to be a 12th round unanimous for Jaron Ennis. But I would say this fight is going to end in a stoppage. So my prediction for this fight, because Stanionis just don't move his head. He just don't, man. He's programmed to fight you and take you head on, and he's going to absorb too much punches. And my prediction for this fight is Jaron Ennis by 11th round stoppage of Eimantas Stanionis. Just my opinion. Let me know yours. It's Rebel Life Boxing. I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. And I'm off this.